Alright people, welcome back to Conquer and Commander. Today we're looking at another game with my Rosheen Meanderer deck. If you want to see the complete deck list, go to puremtgo.com and look up my article series there, Conquer and Commander. Today we're going up against Ramirez, DePietro, who is a 4/3 first striker. He's old school and he's a common. He's almost always an all-common deck, and it turns out to be the same way with this guy. And I have a lot of respect for these guys that try and put together the all-common decks. There's usually a couple counter spells and a lot of pinpoint removal. And, you know, well-built ones, and assuming everything goes all right, they can hang pretty well a lot of times. We've also got Numot the Devastator, who is usually Stars and Stripes control, more or less. And then we got Lazav, Demir Mastermind, who likes to mill things and become something big and scary. I've got 4 lands here, one of which is Ancient Tomb, but I also have Loxodon Warhammer, and you know, I can get a turn 3 Rosheen out pretty quickly with this hand, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I draw Mana Reflection, so I'm happy with that. Executioner's Capsule from Ramirez, so that's a little bit of the pinpoint removal I'm talking about. I draw a forest, and I do nothing, so I'm definitely going to do a next turn Rosheen. You could say I should have used the Arid Mesa already, but I didn't. Alright, so Mesmeric Orb is already out there. This is good in a Lazav deck, or any sort of mill deck, and luckily I do have 1 Eldrazi in my deck just so that I don't get milled out. However, I do also have Life from the Loam, so ideally Loam will end up getting milled into my deck at some point, or into my graveyard. I end up playing Ancient Tomb and casting Rosheen, and I draw Fanning the Flames. Baron Moore gets cycled. Nothing happens from Numot, who has a little bit of color screw. Oh, he used Phyrexian Metamorph to copy his Mesmeric Orb. So now he's got 2, and like stuff in my graveyard that's already gone is Comet Storm and Exploration, Dryad Arbor, Garrick, Inferno Titan, a bunch of stuff. So I put Arid Mace out there, and I attack Lazav because he seems to be the only one really doing anything, and I know that if I attack Ramirez, Rosheen's just gonna get blown up. Lazav comes out, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to cycle and hopefully draw something. I don't draw anything. But luckily, Ramirez has Rewind for Lazav. But, of course, that makes him mill a bunch of stuff because he has to untap his lands. This is good because it gives me the opportunity to be able to cast and I'm like a turn away from casting and equipping. Oh no, I can cast and equip, yeah, Warhammer right now. So I'm not worried about the Ancient Tomb hitting me as much. And I keep going after Lazav. He seems to be like the biggest threat at the table at the moment, even though he hasn't put out any threats out there yet. Numot finally gets a Plains and plays Windborn Muse. So I've hit Lazav with 11 points of commander damage already. He plays Body Double, and he gets Sepulchral Primordial out there. Luckily, he doesn't really get anything good from my graveyard, does he? Oh, he gets my Oracle of Moldiah. And then Spell Twine's on the top of his graveyard. He's got a Flying Death Touch creature and Tidehollow Strix too. So he's going to be able to ramp just a little bit, and then well, he doesn't actually ramp. But he's got a couple blockers out, right? But luckily, Ramirez sees what's going on and uses Victim of Night to get rid of the Oracle. He still leaves the Tidehollow Strix out there, but if I really want to, I can use Fanning the Flames to get rid of it. So I dump a whole bunch of crap in my graveyard now. I'm down to 60-something cards. Alright, so I play another land, and my plan here is I can use the Blood Rush ability of Rubble Hulk to make him really big, and then on top of that, I can also use Hunter's Insight, and hopefully I can take him out right now, even with the Primordial. So he's going to get real big. Yeah, he's at 13-13, 4 damage. So he actually would live with this one, and then I cast Hunter's Insight. And I should also gain a ton of life with the Warhammer too. But what ends up happening is he concedes, so that I don't draw cards, I don't gain a life, and yeah. So I'm a little bummed about that, and I was really looking forward to the card draw there, but that didn't work out. Numot is still missing blue mana. Once Ramirez, once Lazav's gone, the Executioner's Capsule goes after Rosheen. I'm fine with that, you know. So Grim Discovery comes out, and he gets Moriok Replica and another land. And he plays Soratami Cloud Skater, which will allow him to cycle through his deck. Numot comes out to play after drawing an island. So right now, I'm not really scared by Numot. I mean, I guess I should be. So I end up getting life from the loam from my graveyard, dredging it, and I get a couple of lands, including Verdant Catacombs, so that I can get another forest, so that I can cycle Tranquil Thicket. The spider's there just to block Numot. And next turn I'm planning on casting Mana Reflection. Yeah, I get the forest and I cycle Tranquil Thicket to get life from the loam back in my hand. Rend Flesh kills Numot. And now Numot only has Windborne Muse to save him. What ends up happening is I cast Mana Reflection, so I've got a bunch of mana now. And then I Green Sun Zenith, and I actually Zenithed for 5, because I wasn't 100% sure I wanted to get, but then I realized with all the lands in my graveyard, I can use Life from the Loam and Azusa just to pump out a crap ton of land. So and then I do Life from the Loam and I play a bunch of land, and honestly that's it, because Numot concedes and then Ramirez concedes. So that's not really a testament to Rosheen, that's more a testament of a good draw and people not really being able to withstand my deck. I did have Fanning the Flames, and with a bunch of extra mana, I was gonna, and the Mana Reflection and stuff like that, I was gonna be able to start doing Fan of the Flames with buyback if I wanted to, or I could do an Avenger of Zendikar and make really big plant tokens, as long as Azusa stayed out there. So, not the best game in the world, but at least you guys could see what it can do sometimes. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.